How's it going, everyone? I'm Honan,
I'm Oliver.
and today we are going to kind of have Oliver do a little bit of news coverage in the beginning here, and then me and him are going to both do kind of a Mama Awards of our own before the actual one starts tomorrow.
Yeah. So because we'll try and get this episode out before Mama starts, there's a big topic happening right now, which maybe people will be like, "Hey, wait, can you cover this?" Well, that'd be nice if people said that. But the the Luna situation, obviously, it's still ongoing. So there's eventually we'll have a point where we can cover the whole thing in comprehensive detail. But the long and short of it is Chuu was kicked out. That's the line that obviously we know that she hadn't been doing a lot of work for them for a while. She wasn't in part of their world tour. She hasn't been a part of a lot of their kind of content. She was part of the Japanese promotions and stuff like that. Blockberry came out and were like, "Yeah, we've removed her from the group because there was some like abusive power stuff where she was like abusive to staff or something along those lines." Um, it then emerged that Chuu herself had said in the past at a birthday event she held, she was like, "There's going to be articles that come out with some bad stuff about me. I hope we can move past it or something." So it was clear there's something going on there that we're not fully aware of yet, but whatever that is, I guess we'll find out. Um, Hyunjin was the one who came out on their interact with fans app Fab and was just saying how angry she was and how upset she was and blah blah blah. She was then pulled out of she then didn't appear on the schedule that she's been doing, which is doing a World Cup predictions show, which has been hilarious because she's been consistently wrong, like every time. But they did have an event. They had a fan call event the other day, which is like incredibly cruel. Like the day after a member gets kicked out of a group, they're like, "Right, go interact with fans," and they're like, "Yeah, that's rough." But anyway, as of today, a couple hours ago, 9 of the remaining 11 members filed injunctions to get their contracts suspended. Only Hyunjin and Vivi have not so far. Whether or not these will succeed is unclear because they need to find a just cause, I think, for suspension of contract. Otherwise, the only way out is to buy your way out. And I don't think they can afford to, given that they haven't been paid. Yeah. I don't think they can afford to pay out their contract. So, and then there's rumors that she's been offered a deal by a company, but she herself has just come out and made a statement basically saying that she hasn't been offered any contract yet and she can't talk about it until she has. So that's where we are right now. I assume over the coming days we'll get more and more information about it, but it's a mess.
It's a raging dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a company handle things that poorly. Blockberry have been like, well, we've confirmed, we know already what happened behind the scenes. So if they want to challenge it, they have to provide the evidence about it and stuff. And it's just like, I mean, guys, you didn't have to say any of this to begin with. You could have just said there was some private matter or whatever. It feels like a lot of trying to cajole the other members into staying. The other members have opposed that. Either way, it seems like the likelihood of any further activities for Loona under the Blockberry label are extremely, extremely low. So, yeah, a bit of a mess.
Yeah, you would think the Loona members all trying to leave after they did that to Chuu adds kind of the idea that Blockberry just pretty much made that shit up.
Yeah, I found some petty excuse. I mean, we've had hordes of testimonials from people that Chuu's worked with, like the people from Chuu Can Do It and stuff like that, have all come out and said that how great she is and how it's ridiculous to think that that she'd be abusive to anyone. But you never know. And I feel like when we've had all these kinds of bullying accusations and stuff in the past, which of course she was very briefly a part of. It's the thing to do is always to try and believe people who might come forward about it, right? Like you can't just say, "Oh, but because we like her and she's cute, there's no way she did anything wrong." It doesn't work like that.
But it's Blockberry creative coming forward about
it. No actual person has come forward and said anything, and I get why they would want to keep it anonymous because they don't want them to get bombarded with hate or whatever. But for now, it's just the word of the company, and I think we've shown kind of how much that word is worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that situation. Like I say, we'll when more happens, we'll have more to talk about some point.
Yeah.
Other thing I wanted to talk about, something I just forgot to mention when we did the news episode last time, is of course that Jin from BTS is enlisting in the military as of, I want to say like December 12th or December 16th or something like that. Sometime next month, he's due to enlist. He'll be going in as a frontline soldier, just straight up to the DMZ or the border, and be posted to a watchtower or something. Which is like what Xiumin from EXO just did.
Jin like on the fucking DMZ watchtower.
Yeah, it's always hilarious to think about. Like Jin is your first line of defense. But so good luck to him. He personally filed to have his postponement of service being cancelled. He could have seen out the whole of the postponement if he wanted, but he's getting it done now. So yeah, best of luck to him. We'll see him in 18 months.
So they all didn't join at like the same time then? Or
no.
Whatever. Okay.
No other member so far has been set to enlist yet. And speaking of other BTS members, of course, we had Jungkook becoming the first male Asian, or the first Asian, I think the first male soloist since Ricky Martin to do a World Cup opening World Cup theme song. So well played to him, certainly helping further put their name on the map. Obviously, World Cup is a massive event, so yeah, fair play to him.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's not a small deal. I think that the song is okay. I think it's going to take a lot to take out Shakira as the greatest World Cup song of all time.
I think World Cup and Shakira is always the first.
Although I will give a shout out to New Order from back when they did one. Oh yeah. Anyway,
the New Order, like the like
World in Motion. They did.
I didn't know they did a World Cup song.
They have like a whole like something for England in the middle of it.
Oh god,
it was great. Yeah, so I mean that might just be like an England World Cup song rather than like the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then the last one that just happened, we got announced that Girls Reverse, the new show with the virtual reality representations of a bunch of idols that they tried to keep secret, but we all know who they are, has been postponed indefinitely. As the company who made the models, like the 3D models, apparently have reached some issue with Mnet.
Of course.
So they're in talks to resolve that issue. I imagine it's along the lines of, hey, we want more money, and Mnet going, we're not going to give you more money, and then, well, you can't use our stuff, and then they're fighting. It's not Mnet who's doing it, right? It's Kakao. Yeah, Kakao.
Yeah. But either way, it's like that wasn't like that was supposed to happen really soon, and it was an exciting kind of concept.
It's supposed to start next month. Yeah. And I know that the members who were definitely not in the show from Nature, Loha and Aurora, they didn't go to Japan with the rest of the group today because they was going to film something. Mm-hmm. So, which obviously was that, but we obviously couldn't say that. So now it's like a lot of them are kind of high and dry, and I think for some of the people who are participating, especially two of the members from Bandit, who obviously are just disbanded, they now that could have been a potential pathway into something for them that they're kind of now being denied. But so I really hope that gets resolved, not least because the show was looking like a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it. That's my bulletin.
It'll be interesting to see if it's just them wanting to pay more for the 3D models and stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are we ready to do our version of the Mama Awards?
Yes.
This is,
what can we call it? What can we call our? Maybe we'll do our own full awards show at some point.
Yeah. We'll have to make a name for it. It's hard to come
up with the Homers.
The Homers. What would you call a British American collaboration?
the Anglo-American
Oh
musical,
no.
the Amers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So we have all the same categories here written down that Mama has, and what we're basically gonna do is pick sometimes who we wanted in that category, or like who we personally have the, I'm gonna make this big bold letters, opinion, personal opinion of who we believe we wanted to
Yeah.
win certain categories, and then we'll pick out of who is available in the actual category for Mama itself that we think will win slash want to win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Should we do it like from the least big award to like the biggest, like they do in an award show? You think? Which,
Yeah,
not to
I guess
call
so.
any award small at it. I don't think we should start with like artist of the year.
No, no, no.
Or
Well,
something.
I mean, they literally call them big. They're Bonsang and Daesang, right? The Daesang is the big award, and Bonsang is like the smaller award. So,
Yeah.
and one thing we will skip the Worldwide Fans Choice Top 10 just because, like,
I wonder.
there's 10 of them, and it's kind of like, yeah, you can just predict who has the bigger fan base that can be bothered to vote. It will be the answer for who wins those 10, whatever. Um, so I guess the one that we could start with would be best music video, because that one has no nominees. We could, and it's kind of a bit of a crapshoot. Like,
Best music video for me personally is "Feel My Rhythm" from Red Velvet.
that's a strong one.
I thought it had such a good concept that it stuck to consistently through the whole video, and it makes you really interested in it, like whole backstory going on with it and everything, and the subtle things they threw in throughout the video. I guess you could call it subtle. It's kind of thrown in your face sometimes, but
as subtle as music videos can be.
The imagery is so cool of the members themselves in that too.
Yeah, I think From a Rhythm is a really strong shout. I think Case 143 by Stray Kids was another really good, very creative.
It was a really
MV.
fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. What they did with the like them running into the screen and then like the rewinding and stuff. I thought that was, it was just really cool how we're at a point where video editors could do that kind of stuff.
The way the animation like seamlessly kind of went in as well during parts of the video.
Yeah, I think both of Idol's MVs are worth a shout for the same thing, like it's implementing animation and things like that.
I think Tomboy could win that.
Possible. Yeah.
I do think like Tomboy could be something that wins that category at the actual award show.
Yeah. I think let me double check what the so the best music video is decided 70% based on what Mama's professional panel think and 30% based on global music video view count.
And no one knows who that professional panel is.
No. We know some people, some like music critics and stuff say that they're on it.
Yeah.
And some artists tend to be on it as well. I think Boa was on it last year. I seem to remember her saying it. Anyway, but so the 30% of like who has the most views will be a factor.
So well, if it's like views, we know Blackpink would.
So Blackpink are going to be in with contention, and I mean, their music videos aren't bad. I just
of course, like, Blackpink has the YG like. It's always like budget. James Cameron showed up to film a music video or something.
Yeah,
you know?
They just don't quite have the same like kind of creative storylines or like interesting imagery and stuff in the same way. I think one thing what I do want to give a shout out for creative MVs is BB. Her videos this year have been a variety of emotions.
Yeah, it's been like short film kind of style with her.
Yeah.
Like kind of storylines going on and everything. I thought her videos are awesome. I just realistically, I don't think she'll end up.
Yeah, she won't win
against those giant behemoth K-pop videos that are out.
Yeah. But I think especially Animal Farm, the like Kill Bill style that she did for that, I thought was really dope. So I do need to give a shout out to that.
I would love to see like a surprise win for something like that. I think that'd be really cool because like it was such an interesting like kind of video series she did between the 3 videos that she kind of put out. Except one's more of like a performance kind of one, but still they were all cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for views plus the actual quality of the MV, I think I'd be picking between Feel My Rhythm and Nude. I think I bet, and I think maybe Feel My Rhythm might take it.
I like Feel My Rhythm better. Just, I mean, obviously, I love Red Velvet. That's like, but I
Bro,
do
it's not
love
about the
Idol
song. It's
too.
just the video.
No, no,
Just the
I
video.
know, I know. Just the video, like I can think of Feel My Rhythm, and I can think of so many scenes from that video instantly. Like
Yeah.
it's really iconic imagery in the video. That's really cool. But one kind of other shout out that I think is deserving and might actually be nominated or like actual have a chance is like Yena's Smiley
Mm.
video. I thought kind of was something uniquely her in the K-pop space and stuff that was pretty memorable as well.
Yeah. Well, Smartphone and Smiley both
Yeah.
creative.
I think I
Yeah.
just like Smiley's song better, so I think more fondly of that video. But
I
yeah,
think it's a little bit more iconic. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So we both kind of are on the Feel My Rhythm train for that. Then
Oh, we can
there's a
hop on Film
chance. I
Rhythm.
think Red Velvet has a chance with how cool that video was to win something like that. I guess what would be the next category?
I'm just kind of scrolling up on the Wikipedia page. I guess next one we could do would be best band performance.
Okay, so for me that one was really easy. I just think like Lucy play out of
Yeah.
and when I looked at the nominees too and saw that they were in there, I felt like that was like my
Yeah,
pick.
so the five nominees are Janabi with Grip in the Green, Jowleen with Stay With Me, Lucy with Play, the Black Skirts with My Little Lambs, and Extraordinary Heroes with Happy Death Day. I think because of the fact that they have the sales and whatnot, Extraordinary Heroes will win.
Yeah.
But
Which they were good too. I did like their the two of their releases I've seen, but
it actually maybe it won't be. Oh, okay. So I just check. So I have to check each award obviously has like a different metric. So this one is 40% professional panel and 60% digital sales. So the fact that it's digital only makes it a lot more interesting because if it was physicals, Extraordinary would clear.
yeah.
Okay, so
I gotta imagine
Janabi,
digital sales they're still kind of the highest margin.
no. Janabi and Jarima are very popular here.
Oh, okay.
Very popular.
I don't remember you guys showing me that one.
I've definitely shown you some of them before. I think probably I've more shown you Yunha's cover of the Jarim song.
Yeah, anything Yuna involved, I've been shown definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, Jarim have been in the scene in Korea for almost 30 years. I think they debuted in like the early 90s. They've been about.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Janabi have been up in about 10 years. But Janabi won it last year, I think. And they're certainly really popular. I'm not sure how respectively their songs did. I'm a big fan of the Black Skirts actually, but yeah, I would love for Lucy to win, but on the basis of how I remember those songs performing in Korea, I wouldn't be surprised if Janabi win it again.
I still think it's pretty big for them to get like nominated though.
For sure,
for Lucy
for sure.
to get nominated is a pretty big deal.
And I do think it's a really, really good song. That album in general is fantastic. I think Extraordinary are showing a lot of potential. I don't think that song is especially good, but from what I've heard from their albums, especially the most recent album, I like pretty much everything on it. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, JYP doesn't do bad with the band format. Like, I mean, he had Day 6 and for a while in that category, and then now he's done another successful band group on his label. So it's really interesting. Yeah, I think we both kind of are agreeing that we would like to see Lucy win that one then, right?
Yeah, out of those ones. I'm trying to think if there's any one in particular that was a notable kind of omission from the group. I guess we did have a release from N Flying this year, or One We as well, neither of them getting the nod out of the kind of more popular idol bands. I still think my favorite Korean band at the moment is Soul Moon. It might be a bit niche. Shouts out to Soul Moon.
And I know you would nominate like every city pop artist in like in a category
if I could, yeah. I would.
What do we got next?
We have the best hip hop and urban music.
I picked J-Hope for this.
Okay. Um, I think I think if this had been one of J Hope's other songs instead of More, I would have been more inclined to pick it.
Hmm.
Um, this was tough. Okay, so the nominees will say it. So it's Bo featuring Benzino, Counting Stars, Big Naughty, Beyond Love featuring 10 Centimeter, although he does have a different Korean name. J-Hope More, J Park Ganadara featuring IU, and Zico Freak. I think it's actually really hard because the Bo, Big Naughty, and J Park songs were all really big.
I almost
Like,
picked the J Park one just because of IU, but then I like the song. Yeah, isn't like the strongest.
and I mean, all of the songs had good success. J Hope, it's hilarious to think really that J Hope's was actually the least successful out of those songs in terms of its Korean performance. Again, this will be the same as the band one in terms of 40% panel and 60% digital performance. It's actually really tough. I wouldn't be surprised if any of those three, out of Bo, Big Naughty, and J Park, or what won. And Zico, I think, has a chance. Zico ended up supplanting his own success with the song he did for Street Man Fighter. That's the thing. I think that song ended up being bigger than Freak was, and Freak is pretty big. So I think I would be very happy for Bo, Big Naughty, or Zico to win. I don't particularly want J Park to win, just because I feel like that song was all like, "Hey, look, I've got IU on a song, whoa!" But then the actual song was kind of meh. Like,
yeah. I'm trying to
yeah.
remember. I know I checked the Zico song out, but I think the reason I picked J Hope just out of all of those is the one I could remember the most, kind of like out of the ones we checked out.
Zico's one is the one which has the chorus to go da na 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 na. Obviously more aggressive than that.
Video Big Naughty. I know I checked all of them out. Yeah, J Hope just I think video and song wise is just all his releases that I saw were memorable for me. Like
I'm also slightly biased because I did see Zico live here. We're doing that song and it was pretty hype. So that maybe influences me a bit. That
biased,
I love
biased opinion.
But actually, I think the one I'm gonna give the nod to as the one that maybe a bit of a dark horse, but the one I think might actually win is gonna be Bo. I think Bo could take it.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see any of them win. I think they all are cool artists that are nominated in that category. It's not like anyone where I'm like, fuck that guy or something, you know. Moving up from that, there's so many categories. Jesus.
Yeah. So best OST. This is probably the one that we're going to be less qualified to talk about.
No. I know this.
Maybe
I watched Business Proposal, and I really liked that Melomits on the Maybe Love.
Okay.
I picked Melomits. I thought that was a good song for Business Proposal when I was watching that show.
So Ship Senchi, 10 Centimeter Draw from Our Beloved Summer. Jimin and Ha Sung-woon, With You from Our Blues. Melomans, Love Maybe from Business Proposal. V's Christmas Tree from Our Beloved Summer. And Wonstein's Your Existence from 2521. The Melomans could definitely win it, because Melomans, anytime they do anything here,
they fully appear in the show and stuff. It's pretty cool. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, in the show they appear and stuff. So it's pretty cool, the way the song's integrated too. I liked it. I like the Meloman song that's in the OST for that.
But they are competing against not one but two BTS members, so that does make it a challenge.
Business Proposal was such a big show, though, I feel like.
I mean, they were all big shows, no?
No, yeah. I just want anything with God Sejong in the category to win.
she's in that drama, so then technically it's her winning, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say. I think Melomans could win it. I think V V could also win it,
Oh, I
and
think a
Weinstein
BTS
could win
member
it.
nominated in any category could win any of the categories they're
Yeah,
nominated in.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing.
But because it's there's these ones don't have influence based on like streaming or anything like that, so it's a little unless streaming is digital sales. I don't think it is. Um, and it's only the digital sales part for these categories is 40% South Korea and 20% global.
Hmm.
So that's also a
Business
factor.
Proposal did so good on Netflix. It has a chance. Like, I feel like it has a
Yeah,
solid chance. Like to
maybe if it's the biggest drama, then it means that the song had the biggest exposure to the
yeah.
global market, right? But outside that, then the BTS songs would have had the biggest exposure by far
Yeah.
outside of that, right?
Yeah,
Um,
maybe it'll be based on like how the usage of it in the show or something, as far as how it wins. You know,
yeah,
like for me, like the way the Taeyeon song slaps in Hotel de Luna, like every time it comes
yeah.
on, and you have
I
like
mean,
that.
that was huge as well.
Yeah, like the impact of Taeyeon's voice and IU's face appearing in frame at the same time is like.
Just an audio visual experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overall, out of those picks, Melomance was the one I remembered because I watched Business Proposal, so I was like,
I
okay,
mean, I'll back it because I'd love to see other bands picking up awards like these. So,
yeah,
yeah.
Melomance,
Um,
let's go.
okay. So then going up, we have the best new female and best new male artists. Which one do you want to do first?
Best new male slash female or new artist, right? And then
Yeah.
okay. For me, picking the best new. Wait, but this isn't group. This is solo.
This is artist. It includes groups and
Okay,
soloists.
so look, listen. Obviously, for female, I'm gonna pick Ive.
Okay.
I think
So
hands
I'll,
down
I'll,
they
I'll
would.
say the nominees. So best new female artist, we have Ive, Kepler, Le Seraphim, New Jeans, Nmix, and Yena. Best new male artist, we have Atbo, Tempest, TNX, Unite, and Extraordinary Heroes.
I'd give Extraordinary Heroes for out of that group picks there for
Mm-hmm.
best new male artist. I think out of all of those that they kind of had the best year. I guess would be the right way to think about it.
Yeah,
Musically, I would say they had the best year, and then Ive, I think, just hands down, in my opinion, had the best year out of those groups.
yeah. I think it's hard to look past Ive um for that award, but
I know that there's like New Jeans has a real chance at that, like because of
yeah.
they had some crazy sales and like
Well,
popularity as well. But
this one, these categories are slightly different in terms of how Mama decides it. So these ones are 40% panel, 20% South Korean, and 10% global digitals, and 30% physical sales. So this is where we start getting a physical representation. But I do think Ivan, the Seraphim, and I think New Jeans as well. I mean, all of them really had pretty similar kind of sales. I think Yena and Kepler kind of put up the bottom of the list, but it's not like they did they did badly.
yeah,
Um, I think the boys mostly kind of sold around the same as well, which makes them even harder to choose.
Extraordinary
Um,
Heroes being JYP, I think gives them like a real boosted chance.
it does, but like Tempests outsold them. Atbo sold around the same. Um, God, Unite had 3 EPs this year. Relax, boys. Jesus. TNX did okay. Yeah. So Tempest is actually the best selling out of the boys from a quick cursory look, but nothing like not a huge difference. I think that I will take it for best new female artist. I think it. I wouldn't be at all mad about seeing the Seraphim pick it up either. I think they would be my second choice.
Hmm.
But I think on balance, I think the Seraphim are great performers, and I love a lot of their album tracks, but I don't particularly like the titles really. Still,
Yeah, I obviously like Le Seraphim the group, I just don't think their comebacks compared to Ives were
Yeah,
as strong.
yeah. And it's nuts as well that Ivor at this point, without having released like an album,
Yeah.
like they don't even have a full EP or anything yet to talk about, which is kind of crazy.
I mean, they just all three of their main comebacks are like the debut to the two comebacks are just like awesome.
Yeah,
There's nothing like they're all awesome, so it's like it's
yeah.
hard to not pick them.
And it's very much a testament to how dominant the girls have been. When you look at the two sides of this, like the boys versus the girls, and you're like, the girls, a lot of these girls have been either dominant or like have had really strong performances in some way. I mean, I guess Kepler and Nmix, they're not doing badly, but the fact that there's like a cut above them of how like the Seraphim and Ive have done, and Yena's like been Yena's been Yenaing, right? Like I wouldn't say she's been killing it necessarily like musically, but she's been like in the entertainment world. You
Yeah,
know, she's been doing her thing.
I think the only real three that can take that award in that are nominated are Ive, New Jeans, and Le Seraphim. I think it's those three that are like the actual like if there's gonna be a winner, I think it's
Yeah,
between those three.
yeah, for sure. And I think of those three, it'll be Ive, and I'm not wouldn't be mad about it.
There's an
Yeah,
understandable reason to like any of those three winning that. Like,
yes, yes,
that's not like the most logical way to think of it, I
yeah.
guess.
Oh, of the boys, I would not be mad about Extraordinary winning it. I think of those four groups, Atbo, Tempest, and X Unite, Unite's music is the one I've enjoyed the most. They've had some pretty fun songs. I, it's a it's a crapshoot, to be honest. It's kind of hard to figure
I'm
out.
gonna say Ive and Extraordinary Heroes personally. I think
Okay,
that's
I'll go Ivan Unite.
Yeah,
I'll rep him. But
we'll see.
Yeah. I've got that one that one is actually probably the hardest category to pick for what
Yeah.
Mnet will choose for the best new male artist. I've got no clue. Okay. Moving on. Best collaboration.
Okay, so out of the options that were there and out of the collaborations I could remember, I picked Psy with Suga that. I just thought I just thought that was Psy like return to form, like just like that it was really he always does it, you know, just like to me like it's like always the perfect club jam that you're just gonna like break out to.
So the nominations are 10 centimeters and Big Naughty, called Just 10 centimeters. They did two songs together this year. Crush and J Hope, Rush Hour, Loco and Hwasa, Somebody, Science Sugar, That, and Will One J and Minoi, Ghosting.
Ooh, I forgot the Crush J Hope song was actually really good, but
I was pretty good.
I still go Psy. I still think that was.
I think I will as well. I think that was super fun and very much a kind of a classic side track, you know. And I thought that Sugar did really well. Was integrated into it really nicely.
Like you
Yeah,
say the
good
song
stuff.
title, you would say that, you know, like the full like dance
Yeah.
and everything too. Yeah, it's really catchy. It's
I also got to see that live, so I do have some bias. But yeah,
yeah, it's a great song. It's
I mean they're all good songs. I think I wouldn't be mad about Ghosting or Rush Hour winning either, or just 10 centimeters really. The other one I was kind of disappointed by was Somebody. I think after what Loco and Hassa did before, I was kind of expecting a little bit more from them collabing again.
J Hope's having a pretty good like nomination wise. Like that's I think 2 or 3 I've seen him nominated in this award show.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thrilled. He's like, oh, we got another award. Okay, whatever. I mean, obviously, it's a bit different winning stuff on your own, right?
Yeah, for sure.
With your group, but yeah. Okay, so I think not much argument on that one.
Yeah.
Of course, we could consider the collaboration between Bulgogi Disco with Luli Lee as the best collaboration of the year. No one appreciates Bulgogi Disco like I appreciate Bulgogi Disco.
That just makes me want to eat bulgogi. Now that I'm thinking.
And go to the disco. Okay, next is best vocal performance group. So nominees are Big Bang Still Life, BTS Yet to Come, Davici's Fanfare, Enhypen's Polaroid Love, and Winners I Love You.
Best vocal performance, male
Group.
group or just group in general?
Well, Davichi, last I checked, are two
Oh
women,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yes. Davichi. You said Davichi.
groups in
Every other group you
general.
said was.
Well, there's a bunch of boys in Davichi, yeah.
Uh, so I'll tell you who want nominated in that, and they're not, which is Stacy Younglove. I
Okay.
thought was an awesome vocal performance and should be nominated, but out of what is in there nominated, I would give it to Big Bang because Taeyang's voice is like silk honey going over the like it's Still Life. I'm from Big Bang. I would give out of those options.
The Korean Trey songs.
Oh, no.
uh, it's tough because there's something more of a singing kind of song from Big Bang and from BTS in those two releases. I'm a little bit confused about why why Polaroid Love is there. I know that song was really popular here, but it's kind of like, I mean, it's just they sing fine, I guess, but I wouldn't say this is like a spectacular vocal performance, you know.
Yeah, Big Bang Still Life was an actual like vocal song because it's very slow
Yeah.
paced with them really singing out those verses and stuff.
Um, Davichi, I found that was one of my favorite Davichi titles in a couple of years. I did really enjoy it. I did enjoy that it was actually a fanfare. We had some nice horns and stuff in play. But obviously, that's not what we're voting on. We're voting on vocals, but like it's Davichi, like their voices are always nuts. Like they're always great to listen to. And then Winner, I love that Winner song. I Love You. That like I think that's one of the best Winner songs I've ever heard. I thought it was a really, really strong release. I would love for that to win, and that would be my pick from these five.
Okay, you pick
But
Winner.
yeah, I expect BTS to win because BTS they're nominated, so that's kind of a done
I
out.
think because it's
But
specifically best vocal performance, and I just think of like how interesting the vocals always are in Big Bang because they're such distinct tonally.
yeah,
Like the
it is. This one is the 40% panel, 60% digital, 40% Korea, 20% global, and I know that Still Life did perform better than Yet to Come in Korea this year, so that might be a factor. Could be. Obviously, I think the panels will be the deciding factor. But
Stacy Younglove should have been nominated though. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, I think a couple of things that probably deserved nominations that didn't get them. I'm kind of surprised to not see anything from like For Stella or La Poem or something like that. These like vocal groups. You know, that's like this is like what they do.
What was that NMIX ballad? The Rainbow, whatever. That should have been nominated.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
I thought NMIX
vocals are nice. Yeah,
I thought the NMIX ballad we checked out after Dice that the vocals were awesome in that song.
What's after Dice?
No, no.
I would
nominate Ivan more categories, but I don't know that we could give best vocal performance quite for.
I want to give a shout out to Mango by Suju, and actually Call In by Suju as well, if we can fit that. I think that was this year as well. Yeah, like they're kind of some fantastic vocals. I think deserve some respect. Hell, I'd even give a shout out to Rika Rika. I think the vocals of Rika Rika are pretty good, but
he did it, ladies and gentlemen. He found.
I've done it.
I found
my
way to move nature.
I think for Forever One, Girls' Generation probably could have done with a shout out there. I think the vocals.
I guess really like when we think best vocal performance, I always think like ballad style and stuff when I think of that. So like that's why
that's usually what it ends up being, right? But,
yeah. So I'd go Big Bang. You'd go Winner. It sounds like for this, and then Stacy Younglove should have been nominated. So we'll moving on. What do we got next?
Okay, so next is best vocal performance solo. So the nominees are IU's Drama, Kim Min Sok from Elements's Drunken Confession, Lee Min-jin's When It Snows featuring
Taeyeon, I envy you,
and Lim Young-woon's Our Blues Our Life.
Who do you think I want to win / pick to win?
I think I envy you is a very worthy winner if it was to win, and it could win. I think the two that has the highest chances of winning are going to be between Kim Min Sok and Lim Young-woon.
Yeah, I know that
Uh,
Lim Young Woon guy's like massive.
yeah, he cleaned up with MMA. He got 5.
Yeah.
um, so I would be surprised if he doesn't win. Kim and Sung absolutely could win. Drunken Confession, that song was everywhere at the start of the year. Um, and Melomance in general had a fantastic year. They've been all over the
Is Lee
place.
Mujin nominated? Did I see that?
Yeah, Nima
Oh,
Jim
okay.
when it snows featuring Hayes,
I like him
which is
because
kind of
that show he does is really good. But
it's kind of funny that the best vocal performance solo is him doing a song with Hayes.
yeah,
It's
it's a
like
collaboration song.
this is
With
very much
Hayes.
not solo, but
Yeah,
we'll let it slide. Um,
I would
yeah,
love to see
I think
Taeyeon.
yeah, I would love to see Taeyeon as well. And I think INVU is probably one of her strongest like vocal songs
Hmm.
that she's done certainly in a while. Um, but I would be very shocked if she wins over Young Woon or Kim Min Sok.
And I think
Too
we
much.
got to take into account the fact that IU can win anything at
Oh
any
yeah,
time.
IU can win anything. Like I mean, what she released this year is far from her strongest collection, but it wasn't. It was like a collection of unreleased tracks that she had seen reason to not release in the
And
past.
she
Right? It
still
wasn't
got
like
nominated, so that just
yeah.
shows you.
I mean, I could fart into the mic and get a nomination. Like, let's be real. But that'd be her experimental phase when she's in her like fifties.
That's her progressive music phase.
When she goes like full Yoko Ono on us.
Oh my
Like,
god. We're both locking Taeyeon in, or you, or like Taeyeon's like I want to win.
yeah,
Like,
I think Youngwoon will win, but I think Taeyeon would be a great win. And out of all of those, the ones I'm listening to the most is obviously Taeyeon.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. Is there anything else that I would especially consider worthy of nomination? Only like deep cuts and stuff.
Singer wise, it's really.
I
Like,
mean, I've
Taeyeon
listened
was
to a
my
lot of great
first
songs,
thought,
but
like when I thought of that, even that category, like,
yeah,
as good as BB stuff is, it's not like this kind of like, yeah, it's not when I think of that, you know.
I would always give a shout out to Anya, and just because of how
I know
nuts a
you.
singer she is. I mean, come on,
It is great,
like,
but I just don't think it
it's
gets
different.
that group of people that it would
No,
be really hard
it
to
doesn't.
compete.
No way. But that's what I wish. I wish I could see it.
Taemin just, you
Yeah.
know, was in the military, so he had to let everyone else have a chance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Changmin, Devil, how is he not nominated?
Yeah,
Bro?
I think that's fair.
Changmin's
Missing
so
out on
good,
Changmin.
bro, and his vocals in Devil are woo, fucking 10 out of 10, dude. It's like, especially he does that little bit of like, you know, the rasp high note he does sometimes in that. It's I feel like he's so underrated as far as like
It's kind of nuts that he is underrated given his like pedigree and how good he's been for the last however many years it's been now, 19 years.
yeah.
Like, yeah. I think his albums just both of his albums that he's released have been so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely who I would say should have been nominated, wasn't nominated in the category.
Yeah. Okay. Best dance performance solo. We have nominations with Jessie Zoom, Nayeon's Pop, Size That featuring Sugar, Sunmi's Heartburn, and Yena's Smiley featuring BB.
Against my extremely biased judgment, I'm gonna say Nayeon Pop will win.
Really?
Those. I think when I see the amount of times that I've seen like TikTok pop, challenges and stuff, like
See, for me, I've seen more from Sunmi for
Heartburn?
TikTok stuff alone. I've seen a lot of people doing
I feel like
them,
I've endlessly
but-
seen the hand thing from the Pop song. Like maybe that's because I consume Itzy content and things like that too.
maybe.
I think it's
tough this
out
one,
of all
actually.
of those, what I think the most eye-catching choreography would be Nayeon's.
Mm.
I remember like the thing so much, like the hand. I can't do it, but I do remember the hand thing.
I think Psy.
That
Cause it's just it's so that started. It's so unique to him.
Yeah.
That style of dance, you know, like you can see like, oh, this is some Psy choreo, and he's been doing that since before like the TikTok trend. You know, I feel like the others kind of fall into that. They doing something that they can do as a challenge and make it an easy TikTok. But Psy's just like, man, like how he's been dancing forever, you know, like, and I feel like that kind of more organic feeling about it, I like more. Like Zoom, I remember the challenge,
Zoom
like
in.
zoom in,
Zoom
zoom
out.
out. But
Yeah.
I don't really remember the dance
The main
itself.
dancing of it,
I just
yeah.
remember that like trend of it.
I will say
Um,
I want Sunmi to win, but I think Nyan's going to.
I think yeah, no one has a higher chance of winning than Sunmi does. Yenna, I think, is also in with a shout just because everyone was doing the like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So there's yeah, different stuff. I think my vote would go to Psy, but I couldn't say who actually is going to win it. I think the actual winner will be between Nyan and Yenna.
I mean, they're just so lucky that Lisa's money doesn't fall into this year's category.
Jesus.
um, I do. I will say, you know, whose solo choreography I really liked was Unbi's. Both for Glitch and for Underwater.
Glitch,
I enjoyed.
Glitch had some really cool choreo. Like she was doing like tudding and stuff. It was
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Just an
neat.
honorable mention there. I feel like.
Yeah, shouts out as ever to me.
Would love Sunmi to win. Think Nyan's going to. It sounds like you think Psy has like the highest chance.
I don't think he has the highest chance, but he would be my pick. I think
Okay,
Nayon or
gotcha.
Yena has the highest chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Best dance performance, female group. So nominees are Idol with Tomboy, Blackpink with Pink Venom, IVE with Love Dive, Seraphim with Fearless, New Jeans with Attention, and Red Velvet with Feel My Rhythm. I will say right away, I think Feel My Rhythm is a more deserving song of being in the best vocal performance group category than the best dance performance.
Yeah. I think so too. Uh Man, I really, really want to give like the Revel of and then also Loving Ive, but I do think Tomboy. I do think I would say Tomboy out of all of those for the. I just think like this whole thing and stuff like just became like a phenomenon, kind of like the whole chorus choreo and stuff.
Yeah. Um, it's tough because yeah, I think you're right. I think Tomboy probably did have the most like catching and memorable choreography, but I mean it's hard to discount Love Dive or Attention from this. And given how the category operates, you can't discount Pink Venom either. Even though
No, I just can't remember what the. Oh, I do remember what the Pink Venom course choreography is. Oh my god, actually, never mind. I do remember what that is. The Love Dive does have like the narcissist, like it does have really cool, catchy parts too. I just feel like the strongest, memorable one is Tomboy choreography wise, like out of
yeah, I think so. Um, yeah, I think that Tomboy would probably be my pick.
Because when I think of Le Serafim's, I instantly think of the intro part.
You know, do that. What you looking at?
I know there's that, and that's really but when they have like the beginning and they're rotating on the ground together, like I feel like that's
it's a really cool intro.
I feel like that's the most complex one for sure, but just how catchy this whole like
it's something so simple, isn't it? But that's part of the appeal of a good dance. Something that's just really straightforward. Just like I'm fucking dumb,
yeah.
Like even if we're idiots like you and me are, we could just
you can still move around to it. I'm doing it. Yeah, it's. I feel like that's gonna be the winner in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Attention does have a very like memorable that chorus. I mean, the whole of Attention's like selling point is how catchy the chorus is. You know, like got me looking for attention, and just like them like breaking their spines as they do that. Like that was definitely a really big thing this year as well.
I mean, New Jeans is so popular that I would say they have a big chance in all their nominated categories. But
They do.
I do think Tomboy for sure would be my locked-in pick for that one.
Yeah, yeah. I think Tomboy would be mine as well. Is there anything that deserves a mention? I tell you what, fucking deserves a mention. Nature's Limbo. I mean, okay, it actually doesn't. It didn't come out in time to be considered in the nominations. But next year, Nature's Limbo best dance performance.
Yeah, if it wasn't popular enough in the dance challenges, you never know.
In their choreography, who else is doing that?
I'm trying to think. You know what is an honorable mention for me is the sneakers choreography from ITZY. I feel like it was super eye-catching. The like put my sneakers on thing. I thought that was actually kind of unique, pretty cool one that they had.
Similar style, like doing a lot of stuff with one leg. I think is Alive by Lightsum. That one has some really complex, like one leg based choreography in the chorus. And I'm always willing to give a shout out to Lightsum. Yeah. Okay. Best dance performance, male group. We have NCT 127 with Two Baddies, NCT Dream with Glitch Mode, 17 with Hot, Stray Kids with Maniac, TXT with Good Boy Gone Bad, and Treasure with Jik Jin.
I picked 17 Hot, and I picked it for one reason and one reason only. I have that song to thank for the Yeji 17 Hot challenge.
I mean, that's a big factor, right? Like, how viral a song is part of it, I think.
I feel like out of those, Maniac was in there, I think, from Stray Kids, too. And I thought that one was good as well. Like, the, like that, when he does it to the head. Yeah, I feel like those both are really eye-catching. The Hot ones, like, you remember because they do like the whole hot thing the whole time. I just remember those two a lot more than I do the other nominated ones that were in the category.
Yeah, I agree as well. I actually don't, from memory, I can't remember the choreo from any of the others. I remember all the songs.
Yeah, I remember the chorus and Two Baddies melody of it and stuff, just not the two baddies in a pond.
If I was picking this based on my favorite song, it would be Dream, but I don't.
Glitchmon.
Yeah, but I don't remember the choreo as being particularly notable. Jikjin, same. I like Treasure's earlier choreo was really cool. Like the choreo they did for Boy and those were both really cool, but I don't.
Is that the song?
MMM, yeah. I don't remember Jikjin's choreo. I remember Jikjin the song, but I didn't like it as much, so I didn't watch the stages or whatever, so I don't know the choreo. And TXT has some cool choreo, but no, I think 17 is a fair pick here. I think 17 always put they put a lot of thought. I mean, 17 and Stray Kids, they both put a lot of thought into their choreo to really kind of match the concept of the song to what they're doing. And because both of them have a lot of work on their own stuff, right? Like 17 very heavily influenced their own choreography. Like Hoshi comes up with a lot of their own ideas, and Stray Kids do also come up with a lot of their own ideas. I think that really does work to their benefit for these kinds of things, where it's like that. I mean, I know not to discount what the others are doing. I know that Taeyong in 127 does also implement the choreography, but not to the same extent. So yeah, I'll give it to 17 as well. I think the whole thing that they were doing with Hot, I think, is probably better. Whereas maybe Stray Kids had having that one moment was
the one really I remember good, is like Felix to the
drill.
Yeah. 17, I think, was the most eye-catching one out of them all for the choreos, for sure.
That's
lock that in. I will say every year EXO Monster should win this category for being the all-time greatest boy group choreography.
I mean, every year Speed should win for their choreography in Heelys.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, best female artist: IU, Mion, Nayeon, Seulgi, and Taeyeon. I will say props to Mion for getting the nomination here. Like that's not a bad display.
Oh man, I gotta say, Taeyeon and Seulgi. I can't choose between them.
Bro, this is not the K-pop World Cup. This is
I know.
musical performance
I
alone.
know. I love Seulgi's album though, and I love Seulgi's voice more than like any other vocalist in K-pop. So it's so
I
hard
mean,
for me to
you know I
not.
do as well.
It's so hard for me not to pick Seulgi when I just love listening to her sing, and then that I thought her whole album concept was so well thought out and stuff
Hmm.
too. But Taeyeon released "I Envy You," which is just like,
I
god
mean,
damn.
I think
It's like,
this year I think was the strongest year Taeyeon has had musically,
yeah.
like in her career. Um,
Realistically, I have to say Taeyeon out of those picks. I would
yeah,
love to see Seulgi win, but
that
I
would be
know
dope if
that
Seulgi
Taeyeon
wins.
is very likely to win that.
I mean, yeah, you can never discount IU,
I know, but
obviously.
I think out of IU's
Uh,
years, this was not her
yeah,
strongest.
actually, I don't think she herself was intending on getting anything. Like, she's just like, oh, I'm just going to chuck out some unreleased songs and I'm going to focus on my acting this year.
Yeah,
She's still getting Mama nominations.
and getting acting
Um,
nominations.
yeah, yeah, and winning.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'd Taeyeon for me. I think she had a really, really good year. One of her best, if not her best. I think musically, I think she's a little bit just a cut ahead. I think, yeah, Solgi it'd be great to see me if Mion somehow pulled that out. That would also be incredible. I didn't like Nao's album as much as everyone's seemed to. And I don't think this was IU's strongest year musically, but can never be sure. But yeah, I think Taeyeon would be my pick.
yeah. I'm sure anyone who could see my background knows I have a Solgi conundrum when we're talking about because the whole top shelf is just lined up of Solgi and Irene. All right. Let's
Okay.
we both picked Taeyeon then kind of out of that one. Would love to see
Yeah.
Solgi win something at this award show though.
Yeah, for sure. And then best male artist nominees: J Hope, Kang Daniel, Lim Young Woong, Psy, and Zico.
I guess just like for me out of all of those, Psy is like my strongest like who I like the I don't want to say like the most, but it's just who I probably enjoyed the most out of all that.
Yeah, should point out this one does have 30% from record sales factoring in. Um, so Lim Young Woong is going to win because he sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah.
um, like he will win. There's no way
I'll just have
around
to
that
do
one.
like an entire live where I deep dive into his entire catalog or
It's just gonna be
something.
you floating on a cloud as his voice takes you away. Very nice. It's a very nice voice. Um, who would I give this to? I could honestly give this to J Hope. I think on the balance of the if we think of not just the title, or the song, but like the album as a whole, um, I could see myself giving this to J Hope.
I
I
did
think
like
his
that
project's
his
probably the one I like the
release
most.
is so opposite of like anything you would ever see from BTS and stuff
At
like
least
that.
recent
Right?
BTS. It
Yeah.
might have been the kind of thing we saw at the start of their career, but
Yeah.
not more recently. Yeah, I mean, it'd be dope if Psy won, but I don't think Psy will win. Zico has a chance. I don't think Kang Daniel can do it. Though actually, again, it's not for consideration. It's two reasons. The song that Kang Daniel just released was really good, but I think the rest of his stuff is not. This year wasn't as good as it was last year.
It does seem like anything like Lim Young Woon is like nominated and he's gonna win. like,
Extremely high chance of winning.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he is good. He's gonna win. I think my pick will be Hobie. I think I'll pick J Hope.
Okay. I would have no problems with J Hope winning because I did enjoy like all of his releases, and then also his collaboration with Crush was really cool. So I do think I enjoyed Psy too though, like Psy and Hwasa, and then you had that
Psy's
and
always
stuff,
fun,
like,
yeah.
it's just because it's so enjoyable everything he comes out with. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I'll say like I would like either J Hope or Psy to win, but I know that it's gonna be the
yeah. Young Wing's taking that one home.
yeah.
Okay, best female group: Idol, aespa, Blackpink, ITZY, Red Velvet, Twice. Kind of the who's who of who is big in K-pop in terms of girl groups.
I will say three things. I've should
Okay.
be nominated, and I want them to win. But Red Velvet, obviously, I would always love to see win an award. But out of all those groups, I think Idol had the best year out of those groups nominated in that list. There,
Yeah.
that Idol did better, like videos, songs, release. Like they had, I think, perfect all kill on Nude and Tomboy. So I just feel like, yeah, I would go Idol out of that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's a rule about like you can't like a rookie can't be nominated or something like
Yeah, I
that.
just feel like I've had such a good year. I don't know
It's
how
it's
they don't end up
surprising.
nominated inside of
It's
every other
surprising that
group.
they're not there. Yeah.
No.
Um, this one's kind of hard to call. I feel like Blackpink have the edge because of the sales and stuff. Um, but everyone did pretty well, so it's not like anyone is super far apart. I mean, Blackpink are way ahead, but it's not like
Can I just
for
say, I
thirty
feel like
percent.
Stacy could have been nominated in a category like this, and I'll say just one reason why. I think if there was an album of the year, I would give it to Young Love
There
for
is an album
Stacy.
of the year awards, so we can
Oh,
we
okay.
can
Well,
we can get to that.
I guess I already gave away what I want to do there.
um, yeah, I think on balance, especially in terms of how their songs have done it over here, I think Idol would be the one because Tomboy was is now one of the one of the best performing um like girl group songs ever, and Nude didn't do badly either. um,
I personally loved Red Velvet's releases, but I just know they didn't have the performance that I'm Idol did with their
they did well though, but it's not quite on that same level. They didn't hit like the
no.
perfect all kills kind of long time topping the charts.
Like
I
if
think
you ask my
yeah
personal choice out of all those, I enjoyed Red Velvet's releases the most. But
yeah
I understand that Idol should probably win that award.
yeah. I really hope Idol will win the award, but I kind of think Blackpink will win it.
Just because
And
how
and
massive they are.
yeah, and twice you can't count twice out
Yeah,
either.
I just feel like it wasn't their strongest year of their
It
releases
wasn't.
that they've had in the
It wasn't.
past and stuff.
But yeah, you can never sleep on twice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I will
Oh,
say speaking
is
of
Itzy
like
nominated in that too?
yeah they are.
Oh
But I
hell
think
yeah, let's go, Itzy.
Itzy and Esper are kind of held in the same regard, where it's like they both did pretty well, but I wouldn't say that these are either of their strongest
Yeah.
years in terms of their output. I certainly preferred Esper's debut year more than I did because I didn't like Girls very much. I loved Illusion. Illusion slaps. Girls is not great. And again, Sneakers is okay. It has its moments. Look, I felt Loco's a banger, but
Yeah, I would say I do think
yeah,
Idol deserves that award, but
I think so.
I wouldn't mind seeing Red Velvet win. I know that's not probably even happening.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. This is just going back to best female artist. Yunha, where's the Yunha nomination? Come on.
well, that
Uh,
happened like so
it's
recently,
just
right?
yeah,
Like
it's
her
just after
kind of
the cutoff. But
yeah.
she just won. She won on Inkigayo on Sunday. It's her first music show win in 15 years.
Damn.
Like hell yeah. anyway, anyway, yeah. So I guess we'll both go with Idol, but like I think Blackpink will win it. I do think so.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay. Best male group nominees are BTS, ENHYPEN, NCT Dream, 17, Stray Kids, and TXT.
If Drug Dazed came out this year, I would be saying N hyphen to the skies or whatever. But
Well, if they wouldn't be nominated because they would still be rookies. So.
no, I think Stray Kids personally, out
Okay.
of all those, I feel like had the best year.
This is probably the hardest thing to call from a nomination, a Mama nomination where BTS are involved, where there's a decent chance that they won't win. I think both 17 Stray Kids and Dream all have a good chance on the basis of how they sold. Because like, I mean, Stray Kids have sold 3 million, 17 sold 2 million. Like they're all killing it. but
I think musically they had the Stray Kids had like the best kind of row of comebacks. Like
mm,
when I'm thinking about like who could win this award, I would say Stray Kids.
yeah, I think personally, I think I prefer that NCT Dreams releases the most, but I still think BTS will win it. But just because
It's
it's
kind of
like
like
how,
BTS, Blackpink are nominated, they're probably gonna win that category or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
like you'd be an idiot to look at any category BTS is nominated in and not pick them to win, right? What you doing?
yeah, I
But
want Stray
yeah,
Kids to win this category. I guess would be like the right way to
I
say
think
it.
that would really cap off what they've done, what how much they've grown this year. I think that would be a huge kind of end for them for this for how they've done. Like the sales of Sword, you know, they had the world tour and stuff. They're starting to really get some recognition in Korea as well. Um, it would be a really good end for the year for them. I I don't think they quite have the backing of the panel
The
to win.
BTS army either to like do
Well,
something
that's
for
one thing.
Bella.
I mean, Stay are bloody massive now, but and they are pretty dedicated to voting as well, which is not something that every group has. I think the panel will probably be more leaning towards BTS, Dream, and 17.
Hmm.
Um, but I think
I,
BTS will win. I think Dream is my pick, but I think BTS will win.
yeah, I think we both agree that BTS is just very likely to win pretty much anything that they are nominated in.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
Okay.
next?
Now we're past the nomination field. We just have the who knows. So we have worldwide icon of the year, the first of 4 days. Thanks.
Changmin.
He's my icon.
That's my icon. Okay. What?
Um,
So we don't know like if there's like nominees for it.
no, there are no nominees. They will just
Worldwide
tell us.
icon of the year. Okay.
It I will point out this one is 100% fan voted.
Oh, it's BTS.
Yeah.
BTS.
There's
I
no
think
way around
maybe
it.
Blackpink would have somewhat of a chance in that, but it's BTS. Like,
This
if it's fan voted, it's BTS 100%. Like, I don't think there's even a chance it's anything else.
yeah, this award has only existed since 2018 and BTS have won it every year.
Yeah,
So,
it's BTS.
yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
Blink's somehow pull off the upset on that or something. I don't know.
Blackpink weren't even nominated last year.
Okay.
Um Lisa was, but yeah. Yeah, I
Lisa
think
has
there's
a
no
chance if it's like something. Lisa's like almost as big an entity of her own as Blackpink. I feel
yeah,
like it's like
definitely.
yeah, I do I want to say Changmin deserves that award.
Mm-hmm.
He's always an icon, has been every year, all the time, 365 every day. Max Changmin is an icon, okay, but I will relegate it to BTS this year.
Yeah. I think it's a given. But more spicy is gonna be album of the year. So
God damn it, Ive! Why couldn't you put Love Dive in the album package?
one thing that's quite funny is that there have been in the last 10 years there have been three groups that have won the album of the year. They say. Can you guess who those three are?
BTS.
BTS is one.
Yeah.
They won the last four in a row.
Would Blackpink have won for the album they had? No,
No,
right? Twice?
no.
No? BTS.
In the last 10 years, the last girl group to win was 2NE1 back in 2010.
Oh god damn, so it's all boy groups then?
Yes.
BTS. What would be another boy group? It would only be BTS probably for all three of them, right?
You have mentioned this boy group or yourself already. They won it. They won it 5 times in a row from 2013 to 2017.
Big Bang?
No.
17.
Nope.
Who the hell am I thinking of? I can't think of it. Who?
EXO, of course.
Oh, EXO. God, I feel like EXO's just been like not doing something for a while now that I forget. Like, but yeah,
Yeah. And
EXO.
then 2011 and 2012 was both won by Super Junior.
EXO
So
domination. Let's bring it back, baby.
yeah, so the last 9 awards have been spread between EXO and BTS.
BTS.
EXO won 5 in a row, and BTS won 4 in a row. It's pretty nuts.
BTS
Um,
will probably have a good chance of getting five, just like EXO this year or something. You think? Or I can't. Maybe not though.
I think this probably is a year in which it's not a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Um, just because of the nature of BTS's release wasn't like the same as their normal album release. It was like a best of with a couple of new songs, right? I think that might be a factor. It certainly limited its performance in
My
Korea a little bit.
personal opinion,
Not
Young
but
Love deserves the award, but we'll gloss over that. And we'll talk about the realistic options here. It's probably like Stray Kids and things like that, right? That are kind
I
of.
mean, yeah, you can kind of look at the nominees for best male group or best groups and think, okay, who's gonna win? So Blackpink will definitely be up there. Stray Kids will definitely be up there. BTS will definitely be up there. NCT Dream will probably be up there as well.
I think it'd be really cool to see Stray Kids win it, but
Yeah.
man, if it's like Blackpink nominated, I think they could win. But I do think, like you were saying, NCT, I feel like has such a massive fan base too that that's one that could really just probably go any of the groups that are up there.
Yeah, it's really tough. I'll point out the Album of the Year award. It only oh actually no, BTS can't win it.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
can't win it.
So
Yeah,
then it really is between like Blackpink,
it,
Stray Kids, and like
it's
17 and
it's it's
NCT.
only given to albums with 5 new songs or more, and BTS had 3 new songs,
Mm.
so they can't win it. Okay, that makes it spicy. That makes it very spicy.
I'm gonna
um,
say
mm,
I think Stray Kids will win it.
I
I
think
know
it's possible. I think it's
I know
very possible now,
Blackpink's
actually.
like there, and that's always a thing. But I do think Stray
Um,
Kids has a real chance.
it's also it's 60% record sales
Mm.
and 40% panel.
They had
So
3 million sales,
three
right?
million from Accident.
Yeah, I
And
gotta say they got a strong chance.
yeah, I really think so. But they have the same. I think the misfortune is that Maniac, I think, was the more popular song than Case 143, but Accident sold better.
Which is funny because Case 143 is a banger. Like that's a really good like.
Yeah,
I love you. But yeah, Maniac definitely has the iconic like just low Maniac.
yeah,
It's too bad they couldn't. They didn't piece it like all together. You know, like Maniac that into like one album.
one
package.
big album. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been big. Um, yeah, honestly, I think Stray Kids do have a shot just based on that performance alone. But Soda Dream, Soda 17, like
Didn't Espa sell like a crazy amount of album copies or something too?
over 1 million, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess, but when we're looking at the orders of magnitude of 1 million, it's like 1 million for Espa, 2 million for 17, 3 million for Stray Kids, and if the with a 60% weighting, it's like that's a big difference.
Why couldn't
You know,
I've just pieced after
put all of
like
it together.
Love
There
Dive
would
all of
be
it in one package? It would have been definitely an album of the
well,
year contention.
that would have been a debut of all time. They just
Yeah,
promote throughout the year, promoting those 3 songs
yeah,
from the
dude.
same
Oh, could
album.
you imagine one album just with all three of those back to
That would
back?
have
Oh
been
my
that would have been a
god.
statement that everyone's like hyped about their thing. They come out with 11, Love Dive, and Afterlife all together. Like,
Yeah.
jeez, the world would implode. Or more likely not, one of those songs would be like tragically overlooked, and it would be like a deep cut that no one knows.
Yeah.
But well, not no one, but yeah. I think giving to Stray Kids, I think is kind of fair.
I think
Uh,
it's gonna be them. I just have a feeling that it will be Stray Kids.
yeah, if they could do it, they could do it. I do think that the panels in Korea probably favor them less than they would do like Dream or 17. I just feel like those groups have more kind of perceived pedigree in Korea than Stray Kids do. Stray Kids still kind of considered a bit of an outlier. Obviously, it's not only Korean-based panel. There is a foreign element to it, but we're not exactly sure what that
They might
means. It
look
could
at
just
the
be
album sales though
Jeff
and just be
Benjamin.
like, and go
Holy
like,
shit!
wow, you know, like okay, like we
Yeah.
gotta really give this consideration, you know,
Like this clearly slayed. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess we'll go with Stray Kids as a
That's
slightly dark
that's
horse.
who I lock in. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So two more. First
Sorry if you hear
song.
Momo snoring in the background.
She's it's a metaphor for Twice not really being in with the being in with the shot this year. Okay, song of the year. So
Well, what do you think?
um
What have
okay,
I
so
not been able to shut up about for the entire year since it dropped?
this one I will say we actually do have initial nominees. But there's a lot, so I will go through them all. Okay. So 10 centimeter draw, 10 centimeters and Big Naughty, just 10 centimeters. That's a ridiculously difficult title artist combination to say. BO featuring Beanzino, Counting Stars. Big Bang, Still Life. Big Naughty, Beyond Love, featuring 10 centimeters. Blackpink, Pink Venom. BTS Yet to Come. Crush, Rush Hour featuring J-Hope. Davichi Fanfare and Hyphen Polaroid Love. Idol Tomboy, IU Drama. I've Love Dive. Janabi Grip from the Green. Jarin Stay With Me. J Park Ganadara featuring IU. Jessie Zoom. J-Hope More. Jimin and Hassan Woon featuring With You. Kim and Sok Drunken Confession. The Seraphim Fearless. Lima Jin and Haze When It Snows. Lim Young Woon, Our Blues Our Life. Loco Hasa Somebody, Lucy Play, Meloman's Love Maybe, Now and Pop, NCT 172 Baddies, NCT Dream Glitch Mode, New Jeans Attention, Side That with Sugar, Red Velvet Feel My Rhythm, 17 Heart, Stray Kids Maniac, Suddenly Heartburn, Taeyeon INV, Black Skirts My Little Lambs, Treasure Jik Jin, TXT Good Boy Gone Bad, V Christmas Tree, Winner I Love You, One Shine Your Existence, Woo J Minui, Ghosting, produced by Code Kunst, Extraordinary Heroes, Happy Death Day, Yena Smiley featuring BB, and Zico Freak. So that's all of the songs
They
that have
basically
been
took
nominated.
everyone who's nominated at Mama and then threw their songs into the one category.
Yeah. So that, which is interesting. So that means that there's no like outlying song that hasn't been nominated for an existing category.
There's a lot of good songs in there, but Love Dive.
It could win it. Honestly, it could win it.
I think it should win it. I want it to win it, and I pick it to win it. However, I do think there's people like Blackpink who can win, and like the guy Lim Young Woon that you're talking about could somehow win something like that. I feel like
somehow there's a very
I mean I don't mean in like a bad way. I just mean I think he has a good chance.
Yeah, he does
something
absolutely.
Like that.
Yeah, I think if we had to draw like a short list of like 5 that are in with shots of winning this, I think Idol Tomboy, I've Love Dive. I think maybe Big Bang Still Life.
I mean, I liked it, but I just don't. I wouldn't put it against those tracks. I envy you. Taeyeon really deserves a chance, but I know she probably
it did well. It did well. So this one is again. This is a 40% panel, 60% digitals.
So again, I gotta say they slept on one of the best bangers of the year, Young Love. But we'll just.
I mean, Stacey in general got slept on this.
They had some awesome releases, and I feel like they at least deserved a nomination somewhere in here. But
yeah, I mean, there's lots of groups that deserve some recognition for the quality music they put out this year. Cherry Bullet, Rocket Punch, Purple Kiss.
Yeah,
come on, like they all
had
great
Mason
songs. Dreamcatcher,
and Vision that were really good, but yeah, it's I know they're not those groups aren't gonna end up.
And there's
some of these.
And there's 1,000 worthy artists in Korea. Obviously, you can't nominate all of them. Well, you could, but
I feel like if you look at all these songs, Love Dive has a real like reason. Like I just feel like it's reasonable to believe that Love Dive should win this category.
Yeah, Love Dive has the mix of being like crazy popular and a great song, which means that it's like you're not like there's no kind of resentful feeling about it winning. It's like, well, this is a great track, so I'm not mad about it, and also like it makes sense why it would have won
for sure. That's who I'm locking in. I am. You know how that like
Yeah,
for me it's Love Dive and then everything else when we talk about song of
yeah.
the year. Like
I think if I had to pick one of these, I think I would probably pick Love Dive as well. But it's I think Young Woong's gonna win it. I really do think Young Woong is gonna win it.
be interesting.
Um,
I guess it'll depend on like what they consider like the cultural impact of the songs and
I mean,
stuff. Like
he's so popular.
no,
He's
I
so
understand.
popular,
Yeah.
and the other and obviously BTS are in here as well. And you just even though they didn't perform as well as they have done in the past, like you
And even though
can't
Pink
count them
Venom
out.
was not anywhere near my favorite Blackpink song, I think it has a chance. Like because that like who doesn't know Blackpink like that when they release
Mm,
music, but I envy if it was me, I would love to see Love Dive, and if it wasn't Love Dive, I would love to see I Envy You from Taeyeon. Would be like my
mm.
two out of all those. But yeah, I want to say Love Dive is gonna win. Like I
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, it's interesting to think about. Obviously, the last three winners have been Butter, Dynamite, and Boy with Love. And then before that, we had Twice winning three times in a row. What is Love Signal and Cheer Up? And then,
I think
yeah,
seeing that Twice has kind of won for popular girl group releases. I feel like Love Dive really has a chance just for having such a
a
big
similar kind of impact, right?
yeah.
Like, I remember people being surprised when the most controversial one I remember winning was when Twice won with Signal, just because of how like comparatively because it was only a weirder one of their songs, right? And people and
But
some people weren't a big it compared to what they'd won the year before, which was Cheer Up, and Cheer Up was such like a universal hit, right?
yeah.
Like, but Signal was a bit different. But I remember that was up against like Coco Bop, Hazes, You Clouds and Rain, I Use Through the Night, and fucking Red Flavor by Red Velvet, which everyone thought was gonna win.
Red Flavor. If you had to ask me between Red
Like,
Flavor
come
and
on, like, come
Signal, dude, Red
on,
Flavor
Red
definitely deserves
Flavor,
that,
yeah.
dude.
But and you could also see like a Korean panel picking Through the Night or something because like you
Yeah.
know. So it's always like, and again, what is Love one against Do 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 and Fake Love and Love Scenario? Like
I think
songs
Ive
that you
has a
would
real
consider
shot.
big hits.
Ive has
Yeah,
a
so
real shot.
yeah, I think they do. They do absolutely. Um, yeah, and the winner will be.
We saw Melon kind of already. Ive do really good awards wise there, so like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a shot to
But we also saw Young Woon, so
yeah.
I think it will probably end up being between Young Woon, Ive, and Idol. I think those will probably end up being the top three. But
Yep.
we'll have to
Be
wait and
interesting.
see.
Come on, Ive.
Okay,
Let's sweep the award show.
I mean it'd be huge if they do. Okay, and then last one, similar kind of argument, I guess. Artist of the year.
Ive.
So this is the official way that they explain how they choose the winner here. The award is given in honor to artists with artistic achievement, technical proficiency, and overall excellence in the music industry.
I think I've just ticked all those boxes off.
So
Just,
B-
no,
BTS have won this award the last oh sorry, 6 years in a row.
mm.
So no artist has won this award other than BTS since 2015 when Big Bang won it. BTS
So,
won it
do you
2016 through
think that Lim
2021.
Young Woon has like a really chance of winning this one?
Absolutely, yeah. I think this one maybe a little less. It's kind of crazy to think that record sales might be a lesser factor. This one has 30% record sale influence. And he sold a pathetic 1.1 million or
Yeah.
something. So that which might make put him a little lower
I
compared
think when
to
we're talking about that, even though IVE does really good in that category, I don't think they do anywhere near like what BTS and Blackpink and stuff
no,
would show up
yeah,
in there with. Like,
yeah, I think it's just a little bit too far.
I
Just
guess if
like
we talked
they're
about
just not
album
on
sales,
that level yet.
NCT and Stray Kids could have a chance against like
They
BTS
they
and
really
Blackpink.
are. Yeah, they're definitely in with a shot. Yeah, so the current Youngwoon's sale record of 1,142,727. It's his only physical release. Bang! Here you go. 1 mil, easy clap.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's very hard to pick this one, I think, because again, this is probably the first year for since 2016 where BTS have not been a shoe in. Um, but like again, you kind of would be a fool to overlook them.
Yeah, I guess for like Lim Young
Yeah,
Woon and IVE to be able to beat like Blackpink, BTS, NCT, Stray Kids, and stuff like that, I guess it would have to be the other stuff that isn't album sales that exponentially moves them up in that in the voting for that or whatever.
yeah. I mean,
Like, what are the non record sales percentage on that for like artist of the year?
it's 30% digital and 40% panel.
Mm. So I guess like for him, for like Limon, the panel could be kind of the big thing. They
Yeah,
go,
because it's like he's not done
he
badly on the sales front, but
yeah,
it's that the panel might be a
and
decider.
it's the
Yeah,
same thing for IVE, where they would maybe have to think they had three amazing comebacks or something.
they
You know,
have
like
great digital performance.
yeah.
That's their. I mean, they've done not badly on physical sales either, but
Realistically, I would
digital's
say
a
it's
big
like
thing.
if it's not gonna be BTS or Blackpink, then it's gonna be like NCT or Stray Kids or someone like that.
Yeah, probably. I feel like BTS will probably get it, especially because their record sales are just nuts as well. I'm not sure if it's worldwide record sales or it's only like if it includes like US only
Did
or
Blackpink
Japan
not
only.
have like? I feel like Blackpink had insane numbers
They
like
do, but I mean,
BTS and stuff too.
BTS is like 4.5 million.
Yeah,
It's like there's such a cut above
I'm
in
not
terms of
going to
the
be
performance.
surprised when BTS wins, but I would absolutely love to see it be like a group like IVE win it or
Yeah,
something. You know, I just feel like
yeah. Blackpink is like 2.7 million. It's just like is that bad? But like, oh wow, that's so bad in comparison. It's like obviously that's still a great number, but it's a bit
I feel like
yeah.
versus Blackpink and BTS, like NCT Stray Kids, I just feel like they had so much big like growth and amount of stuff that came out like this year comparatively to those two. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it'll
Um,
be interesting to see. I would love to see IVE, but I know it's gonna it's gonna be
the
between like
the nominees last year were BTS, aespa, IU, NCT 127, and Oh My Girl. Shouts out to Oh My Girl getting that getting that nod.
Dun Dun
um,
Dance deserved it. It
they got
deserved everything.
oh my God, certainly got shit all this year. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think BTS will probably get it. It'll be between BTS and Youngwoo.
I'll tell you
Um,
what, I'm gonna lock it in right now. IVE wins. Let's go,
in
baby.
a stunning show. Yeah, they get
I'm,
all of the
I've just been. I
the
think I
panel
picked
votes.
IVE on like 7 categories on here, and I'm hoping they at least win one of them.
I don't think anyone would have expected anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I would have if I would have just picked Red Velvet on like everything, but I just
Mhm.
realistically know they're probably not winning just about any of these.
No, and it's a shame because I do feel like Red Velvet had a really good year.
Yeah, Feel My Rhythm
We're,
was awesome. Like
yeah.
yeah.
I also was saying, and I guess if you also consider like the solo as kind of a Red Velvet attached. I know Silky has a nomination on her own, but like, yeah, and then not that it's considered for this year, but we're doing this on the day that Red Velvet had a comeback as well, so maybe the Red Velvet are a bit more prominent in our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the eternal Revelov in me that'll always want them to win things, but I know
Yeah.
it's not realistic really for them this time around.
And actually, I'm going to say something wild here for me. Okay, not for this category, but just in general about these nominations and stuff. I tell you who I think deserved a nod for at least best dance performance male group. 80s.
No.
Genuinely.
Holy shit!
I really
It's happened.
I can't let it go unsaid.
A Tiny.
That Gorilla deserves something. It deserves
Is it
a
A
nod,
Teeny
okay?
or A Tiny?
We established this before, and I already don't remember.
Holy shit! It happened, guys. Oliver wants ATs to win something.
I wanted them to get a nomination. Oh, let's not get crazy. I wanted them to get a nomination. Okay, they deserve the nod because that song banged and they're great performers. Okay,
Gorilla was great. Yeah.
yeah.
I
This
do
is
think
the only year I'll say that probably.
there's so many boy groups that have like really, really, really great choreography that should be nominated in like that category. It's
for sure. It's tough. It's very tough. When we come to do the homers, we'll.
I'm gonna have to give Katie a timestamp.
You mean she doesn't watch the whole thing?
We'll find out. I won't give a timestamp, and we'll see if she sees this. Overall, though, I've picked a lot of a lot of Chang Min in here. My boy Chang Min didn't get his due nominations. He's an icon. He definitely. I feel like Devil was great. Should have been in here somewhere, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's anything else to really cover for it, is there?
No, I don't think so. I think I guess the other thing to mention is just that we talked about this a little bit last time, but I do hope that this is going to be a good show and a return to form for Mama. They're certainly doing something a little bit different this year in that we've got like they're holding it outside of Korea again, which they used to do. Obviously, the pandemic kind of has made that difficult in the past, but they're holding this in Japan at the Kaisera Dome, I think that's how you say it, in Osaka. Big venue, obviously. Two days instead of just one. We have Somi hosting day one and Park Bogum hosting day two.
She's gonna be hosting the whole thing.
Somi, yeah, the icon that she is, getting that MC slot. And they're kind of they've rebranded this a little bit. So the whole theme is K-pop world citizenship. Consider that whatever you want to consider that. With each one having its own like sub theme. So the first one is the world we built together, and then the second one is we are K-pop, which has been named their slogan for.
All right, well, if that's their theme, BTS is winning everything they're nominated for.
Yeah.
I want to state again as we're ending this that opinions were made. Okay, I'm not saying like BTS doesn't deserve a certain award or anything like that. I'm just saying I enjoyed IVE's music the most this year, and I thought they had the I guess if you look at it as out of all the groups, I thought they had a most complete year. So that's why I want them to win a lot of the things they were nominated for. I understand if someone disagrees with that. Maybe you didn't listen to IVE. Maybe you don't. I feel like you had to have not listened to IVE to not feel that way, but it's okay. Is there something else?
We also there's like the little kind of they have like the Japanese artists that get like slots in these because the whole point of Mama is they want like this Asian music or celebrating Asian music,
all of Asia, like yeah.
But what that always comes down to is like here's a bunch of Korean artists and then also a couple Japanese ones.
Yeah.
So we have like JO1 are performing I and Nizzy. Nizzy obviously is the one that you'd be most familiar with, the JYP girl group. Yeah. JO1 and I
they're huge now. I saw Nitsu did like Tokyo Dome or something like that. I mean, JYP touches something and it's like gold.
Yeah, and those boys are also really big because they're the Japanese Prodigy's 101 winners.
Okay.
So they're like the equivalent of 101 and X1. So they're big. It's kind of funny that there's groups performing who are just not nominated. But I do also like that. It's like it shouldn't just be an attendance get your award thing.
Yeah.
But we have, and also, but I think the highlight for me, the main reason, the main thing I'm looking forward to about all of this is freaking Kara. Kara, there, doing a hit songs medley. We're gonna see fucking Step and Mister in 2022.
That's happening at
Like,
Mama?
that's happening at
Hell
Mama.
yeah, dude. La la
Oh
la
my
la la
god.
la 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 la. Dude,
And the fact
can they get all the girl groups to join in on it with them?
they
That'd be fucking
should.
awesome.
The fact that it's in Japan as well, where Kara was so big, I think is another really cool thing. You couldn't ask for a better venue for Kara to have a reunion.
I had no idea that's happening.
So
That's really
yeah.
cool. I hope that happens like day one so I can see it like soon.
I actually don't know what day it is. Oh, they're performing on day one. Yeah, day one. So day
Nice.
one,
So
I
that'll
can
be
even say,
everywhere. That'll
yeah. So day one performers: Stray Kids, TXT, JO1, Kepler, Hyolyn, BB, Porstella, Nmix, The Seraphine, Streetman Fighter, Kara, DKZ, and Lily Jung is from Streetman Fighter. And then we have the collab stage with Ive, Kepler, Nmix, The Seraphine, and New Jeans.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great too. The
where they
collaboration between
where
all
they
of
all
them.
sing Cookie.
Oh god.
Uh, we have
Please
the
no.
we have the collab stage between Hyolyn and BB, at which point no one will survive. And we have Streetman Fighter, Kang Daniel, and Zico, so that'll be.
I'm sorry, I
I'm
need
sure
you to
that'll be fun.
rewind there for a second. Hyolyn and BB are collabing. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look, maybe they'll be dressed like nuns, and
that
they'll
that needs to be the
they'll do a
end.
ballad.
Otherwise, I'm not making it through the rest of the Mama show.
Yeah, I think whatever is said, whatever award is presented after that, no one is gonna listen.
You'll just see a bunch of people sitting like this, like in the seat.
Yeah, just like ringing in your ears, just like there's
Yeah.
nothing else. Yeah. And then day two performance, we have Treasure and Hypen, Ive, Itzy, Zico, Lim Young Woon, Idol, Nishiyu, I, New Jeans, J Hope, Monica from Street One Fighter, Tempest. So one of the Nugu boys is in there. Well, I say Nugu, one of the nominated male new artists is performing. Only one. And collab stage between Idol and Jowdin, which would be, I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's a really cool thought. Jung Jae-il, the fucking like cinematographer, music composer dude. Tiger JK and Sriracha from Stray Kids. Lim Young Woon and Monica doing a thing together, I think will be really dope. And Niji and I, the Japanese.
I haven't
icons.
watched the Melon Music performances yet because obviously I wait till the Wednesday lives, but it'll be really interesting to see like how big budget like some groups like Ive go on like their crazy like Love Dive.
I've had a really cool stage at the MMA. There's some cool like integration with VCRs and stuff. I will say I think the Seraphim probably took the cake for those girl groups performing in at MMAs. Just okay. Idol were really solid. I've really solid. Eugene's weren't half bad either. Yeah, it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's shaping up to be a good event. I mean, I feel like the last couple of years we've looked at Mama and kind of gone.
I feel like this year we've got such a good like lineup of
I'm optimistic.
Groups. Yeah, I feel like it could be really dope this year.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, well, you've heard our picks, our opinions. There was no biases.
None at all.
Overall, let us know down below in the comments who you guys would choose as this whole lineup that we were picking, where you disagree and agree with us.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the K-pop podcast. I am Honan.
I'm Oliver.
Goodbye.